Hello, hello. All right. I think this is day 8, I think. Day 8 of my 21-day live challenge. So, one of the most popular topics is weight loss. So, that's what I'm going to talk about today. I have been just on this journey for a really, really long time, lots of years. I started my own health and fitness journey in 2015, learned a lot along the way, lots of trial and error, lots of things that worked, didn't work. Just it's been a learning process. And so I decided to pick my top 5 things that I think people should focus on if they're wanting to lose weight. And first of all, I want to just talk about the fact that the goal isn't necessarily weight loss. The goal is fat loss because, you know, you can gain muscle and lose fat, and your weight on the scale might not change at all. So it's not that you're wanting necessarily weight loss, but more of like a change in your body composition. So just to clarify, it's not the goal isn't necessarily weight loss, it is fat loss. That's why I think it is super important before you start any kind of a program or eating plan or workout plan or whatever you're doing. Take pictures before you start, because a lot of times the number on the scale is not the whole story. It's just a part of the story, because it doesn't take into account, how much of that is muscle mass, how much of that is a water weight, how much of that is fat. Um, there's a lot of things to consider when you're looking at that number on the scale. Really cool thing is they have scales now that will actually tell you your body composition and tell you those numbers. So I actually do have one of those scales. I think I have a link to it saved in my link tree. I'm pretty sure I got it on Amazon, and so it would be in my Amazon links. But when I weigh myself, it doesn't just tell me my weight. I mean, it does tell me my body weight, but then it breaks it down, and it says, this is your water weight, this is your lean mass, this is your fat percentage, your body fat percentage, and it tells all of that stuff. So, it's a much better, more accurate picture than just looking at that number. What is the weight? That's not always the whole story. And then the other thing is to, do measurements before you start. So I know most people don't want to do pictures. For one thing, they don't want anybody to see them. And the other thing is you might not have somebody available who can take the pictures for you. So, if you have an iPhone, and I don't know about other phones, I only know about the iPhone, but on the iPhone, the camera has a timer. So I basically do my own pictures, prop up my phone, set the timer, do my own pictures. I have this little gadget, this little thing, and it holds my phone for me. I think I got this on Amazon too, but I don't know if I have a link for it saved. But anyway, I mean, just something like that that'll hold your phone. You can take your own pictures, and then you can really see your progress as you are making changes. And you can tell just by the way your clothes fit. Sometimes people get frustrated because they think that they've lost weight, they feel better, their clothes are fitting better, but then the scale isn't really telling, much of a difference. And people get frustrated by that. And the thing is, if you're losing inches, if you're losing fat and you're gaining muscle, your body's changing, and that number on the scale might not change. So just something to keep in mind as you are on this journey. So hold on here. Okay, so my first tip, and I know that is not going to surprise you when I say this. I'm sure that everybody who is watching is expecting me to say this, just because I follow a keto lifestyle. My number one tip is to decrease your carbs. Now, I am not saying you have to go extreme keto. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you need to eat less carbs. I mean, if if you're used to eating 300 grams of carbs a day, drop it down to 50. I mean, for keto, your goal is generally, like a general rule, is 20 grams or less of carbs per day. But I know that's extreme for someone who, is used to eating carbs. But number one, first of all, just stop the sugar. Like anything that is like sugar, like pie, cakes, candy, ice cream, sugary drinks, soda, sports drinks, like anything that is just nothing but sugar, just stop. Stop that. And then, if you are going to eat carbs, have them be like real food, like maybe potatoes or sweet potatoes or maybe rice. Something, sorry, I got a text. Just, not the sugar. Just try to eat some more complex carbs if you're going to eat carbs. But at the same time, the further you can decrease your carbs, the better. That's my big tip. And so, I mean, with keto, you're taking away the carbs so that your body has to use fat for energy. And that's why a lot of people lose a lot of weight when they do keto, because you're burning the fat off your body. Because if your body has two energy sources, it can either use carbs or it can use fat. Those are the two energy sources it has. So if you're eating carbs and fat, your body's going to use the carbs for energy and it's going to just store the fat. And if you take away the carbs, then your body has no choice but to use fat for energy. So that's my number one top tip is just, reduce. If you're not going to completely cut out the carbs, at least really reduce them. Next, number two is increase your protein intake. Your protein is going to, for one thing, help you feel full longer and kind of help just like boost your metabolism. It's going to help with building muscles, and you want to build more muscles, build muscle, burn fat. And so a lot of people, I think, don't eat enough protein. And so you just need to increase your protein. And there are a lot of different beliefs out there on how much protein that you should eat. Some people say 1 gram per kilogram of your body weight. And some people say 1 gram per pound of your ideal body weight. I don't know. I mean, just don't get too hung up on that. Just increase your protein intake. I mean, like for me, I try to like aim for like around 100 grams of protein a day. Sometimes I have more than that. Sometimes, not usually less. I don't usually have less than that. A lot of times I do have more than that, but protein is the most important macronutrient that there is. So macronutrients, I might actually just have to do a separate video about this, but there's 3 of them. There's carbs, there's fat, and there's protein. So protein is by far the most important one because it is the building blocks for every cell of your body. So, I mean, we cannot really live without protein. So you have to have protein. Same with fat. And I know people don't believe this because we've, had it pounded in our heads for so many years that, you should eat low fat, but your body actually needs fat. There are functions in your body that depend on fat. So protein and fat are both essential macronutrients that your body needs and requires to be healthy. Carbs are non-essential. I know this is very hard to believe, but your body does not need carbohydrates to survive. If there is any reason that your body needs glucose for any functions, it can, I don't want to get too complicated here, but it can kind of process your protein through gluconeogenesis and produce the amount of glucose that it needs. And I know that seems very crazy for a lot of people, but I'm just Trust me. Your body needs protein, your body needs fat, your body does not need carbohydrates. It can survive without carbohydrates. So, anyway, tip number 1, decrease your carbs. Tip number 2, increase your protein. Tip number 3, lift heavy things, strength training. I know that this is very difficult for people to believe or understand, but um, your body really does need that to be strong and healthy. I would say to do some kind of strength training 3 times a week, to incorporate that into your activity. It can be body weight exercises like squats and push-ups. It can be, like a workout program that uses hand weights. It can be going to the gym and using the weight machines. You don't have to do that. You can do it at home. You can do body weight stuff. It doesn't have to be anything super fancy. You just need to strengthen your body, build muscle, burn fat. So if you incorporate some kind of strength training exercises into your routine, you will notice a difference for sure. So that would be tip number 3. And then my 4th tip, and I know everybody's gonna be like, oh, whatever. Drink water. Drink water. I don't like to drink water. I just don't like plain water unless I'm really like in a state where I'm like really dehydrated and it tastes really good. But generally for me, I don't like to drink plain water. So I will flavor my water with electrolyte drinks, something like Relight or Ultima. I've got links in my link tree that I'll try to remember to post with this video. Just, different things that give you your electrolytes that your body needs and flavors the water. So it makes it, easier to be able to drink it. But the bottom line is stop drinking your calories, stop drinking the sugar, stop drinking the soda, stop drinking the fruit juices. They're not good for you. I don't care what anybody says. Fruit juices are not good for you. They're basically a glass of sugar. Sports drinks, and a lot of them are full of sugar. Just stop drinking the sugar and the calories and replace that with something that has no calories, like an electrolyte drink is, my favorite, because then I'm still getting my electrolytes as well as my water. But a general rule that a lot of people go by is to drink half your body weight in ounces of water. So if you weighed 200 pounds, then your goal would be 100 ounces of water a day. And I'm not saying that you can't ever drink the other things, but don't make the other things be the only thing that you drink. Your body needs water to function. It needs the water. You want to, flush out the bad stuff, and you want to hydrate your cells. You need water. So that's number 4, increase your water intake. And if you, like, for me, I used to be like addicted to diet soda. Oh my God, that's used to be the only thing that I ever drank. And then I kind of set a rule for myself where I had to hit my water goal each day before I could have a can of diet soda. Every once in a while I will drink a diet soda now, because I'm not going to lie, I still love it. Even though I know it's very bad for me, I do love it. But it's very, very rare that I drink it now. But for a while there, that was kind of my thing. I was like, okay, got to drink this water, got to get, 80 ounces of water or 70 ounces of water before I can actually have a diet soda. And it got to the point where I actually felt better and wanted to drink the water. Flavored water with my electrolytes, but you get what I'm saying. So that would be my 4th tip, is to increase your water intake. And then my 5th tip, and I know that this is going to be like a really controversial topic because there are a lot of different beliefs about this. I track my food. I track my calories. I track my macros. I track my progress. For me, that helps me. So, it's totally up to you if you want to track. But like, if you have an app like Carb Manager or MyFitnessPal, They're both great. I like them both. Um, I think it's important. I think it helps to see how many calories you're having, what your macros are, and what is your body doing. Like if you're weighing yourself, once a day or once a week or however often you're weighing yourself, whatever your progress is, whether you're gaining or losing or your body composition is changing, I think it's important to know what have you been doing to make that happen. And a lot of people don't believe in tracking, and a lot of people don't believe in calories. Like a lot of people just think that calories don't matter. Like you should just not worry about calories. To a certain point, I agree with that. So I believe, and this is just me, this is just what I believe. I believe that if your goal is just purely healing your body, healing your hormones and like just getting your body, to feel good, eating clean, whole, real foods, cutting out processed stuff. Like, I believe if the goal is just to fuel your body, heal your body, and feel good, then who cares what the calories are? I mean, just eat good, healthy, real food. However, I also believe if your goal is to lose weight or to lose fat, I do feel like calories matter in that situation. I do believe that if you are trying to burn the fat off your body, I do believe that you do need to have a calorie deficit. I think that you need to burn more energy than what you are taking in. So that is just my opinion. Um, I mean, for a while there, I was kind of following what people were saying to the effect of calories don't matter, just eat till you're full, eat real good, food, whole, clean foods, and just eat until you're full. Well, I mean, some of us don't have, some of us have really messed up hunger signals. My hunger signals have never been something that I can really count on because I can eat a lot and I am always hungry and I can eat a lot. So that didn't work for me. I started gaining weight when I was following that belief. And it wasn't until I started, tracking my calories and, kind of putting myself in a deficit that I started to see results. So everybody's different and you can do what you want to do. If you don't want to track, fine. But I'm just saying, I feel like it helps just to have that information. I think it helps to go to like an online calorie calculator, figure out what your calorie goal should be. I mean, I know it's not a strict number, but the range, and then adjust your macros, from there. But I don't know. I feel like it's a helpful tool. For me, it is, and it may not be for everybody. But so anyway, that is my last tip number 5. I mean, there are a lot of other things that we could talk about, but those are really, when I think about it, those are like the 5 things that I think are really the most significant things to focus on. So number 1, decrease your carbs. Number 2, increase your protein. Number 3, strength training. Do some kind of like body weight exercises or weightlifting or, any kind of strength training 3 times a week. Increase your water intake, track it. Track your calories, track your macros, weigh yourself, watch what's happening. Like if you're at a certain like a certain calorie range for, a week or two, and the number on the scale keeps going up and up and up, then you might need to reduce it a little bit. I mean, I just feel like it's good to have that data and just be able to evaluate what's happening with the scale and how does that relate to what I'm doing with my food. So anyway, that's all I've got for you today. Those are my top 5 favorite tips for weight loss. All right. I'll talk to you again tomorrow.